Hi, my name is Mark Arnold. I'm the son of Fredric Arnold, who spoke earlier. And I am a member of that 3,000-mile wide, 1-inch deep mass of people who have not personally experienced the military, either in peace or in war. I was 35 years old before I knew any of the stories that my father shared with us later when he really went to work on himself to try to heal himself. All through my childhood and early adulthood, I had no idea what was going on inside his head, which I think is some of the things that have been said here, that some of those injuries are inside and are not apparent to people around them. So I'm guilty of being very ignorant of some of the things that were, even in my own household, my own father, I didn't really appreciate what was going on. About 2 months ago or so, I was driving into my very comfortable subdivision, peaceful environment, no risks, no threats, whatever, and a man with a gun was running out of the subdivision. And I immediately dialed my cell phone, 911, got the police. I said, there's a man with a gun, and he hopped in a car, he went driving away. I spun around and, from what I thought was a safe distance, followed him so that I could talk on the phone and say, he's here, he's turning this way, and so forth and so on. Squad cars descended. At that point, you know, I'm a civilian. This is not my job. Anyway, they apprehended the guy, took care of him, but later I couldn't help myself and I drove back and approached one of the officers that had intercepted this fellow. And no one got hurt, thankfully, and I don't know the details of his circumstance, but I went up to the officer, and to show you just how naive I am as a civilian, I mean, I really, as distant that risk was, that's as close as, I'm 51, and in my life, that was the closest I think I'd come to a dangerous situation, which was, by combat standards, not the least bit dangerous. And I went up to the officer and introduced myself, said I was the one that called in, and I put my hand out to thank him. I said, you know, when there's a risk, when there's a dangerous situation, you and people like you go towards the danger, and the rest of us civilians, we run the other way. And I said, I just wanted to thank you for doing that. But I couldn't even get through my thanking him, because for the first time I had a sort of a visceral, tangible, you know, just the tiniest little bit of a sensation of what it's all about. You know, I mean, the idea of putting yourself in harm's way. You hear politicians all the time living lip service to, you know, our young men and women of the service, you know, putting themselves in harm's way and so forth. But to a civilian, you know, it's just words going by. But in that circumstance, I had a little bit of a taste and a kind of a gratitude that I hadn't experienced before, that was more than just words. It was a stronger feeling, and I just wanted to take this opportunity. You were gracious enough in the introduction to invite non-military people to also share their thoughts. And I just want to say, God damn it, I really, really appreciate what veterans of every era, war and peace, have done for this country. I really, really get it, and I really appreciate it. And if it weren't for people willing, let alone volunteers, you must be fucking crazy. I mean, it's one thing, you know, for people to be drafted into it. I'm grateful to them for going. But for people who choose to go, even multiple times, I mean, the rest of us, our society, our civilization, not just our country, but our civilization wouldn't be here without the kind of commitments that veterans of of war and peace have done for this country. And I, for one, really am grateful to all of you who have served this country. Thank you very, very much.